Sonic X Episode 66. We start out with Knuckles tightening up a bolt below the Master Emerald with a wrench. Well, at least that's something anyone can do if they're told. Amy says that way below the gravity pull is the intergalactic Cloister. Sonic, out of nowhere, thinks that Chris should abandon them to battle the Metrox alone, and Tails looks sad, naturally, since he's smart enough to figure out that, yeah, Chris is still clingy. And it was charming that Chris joked that since he's 18, he can be his chaperone so he won't get in trouble. Tails activates the Typhoon laser shield, and since Cream's counting, I was suspicious of something bad happening during her countdown. Instead, they seem to fly towards something dangerous looking. They're going through a wormhole, and the animation goes wavy with the characters feeling weird. Maybe it's because none of them were in a portal for long enough to feel the effects. When they wake up, somehow still alive, they're in the intergalactic Cloister and need to get to the other side. Tails says there's space debris from surrounding planets, and he thinks they're trapped because of tree branches in space entangling the ship. And over on the surface of the planet, Knuckles amusingly snarks that cutting through unidentified space junk is fun for him too, which made me giggle. And I like that Tails uses an extended weed whacker. Then Sonic uses hover shoes to cut the vines, and since Chris made those, he's somehow showing up Tails again. They really couldn't think of a better way to make Chris useful. It's funny that the evil-sounding Metrox near Dark Oak are having silly dialogue where they all insist on being sent to the heroes. They finally decided to start portraying them in a way that had charm instead of taking them completely grimdark seriously. And they're only being silly in their dialogue. It's not like they're actually being wimpified like Ixis. Also, obviously I'm not against all serious villains in Sonic. That'd just be stupid. I'm against villains that don't have an actual explanation for why they're evil right away. And that do stuff for no reason and look like completely generic, unbelievable bad guys. And they're completely grimdark serious. So there's no charm. Despite Knuckles' super strength, he can't punch away something and is humiliated instead. And one of Dark Oak's oafish minions runs through yellow pillars and knocks them down. I really can't believe Chris is the only one who needs a spacesuit. The yellow minion tries to throw a heavy object at them all and luckily misses. And Amy annoyingly takes some time to go back inside the ship. And somehow Knuckles can't pick up a boulder and is called a weakling. Granted, maybe him having super strength is just a abandoned assumption, but no, it isn't, because he destroys boulders in Sonic 3 to get to alternate pathways. He gets shovel claws out of nowhere and then gets knocked away, and Sonic gets knocked to the ship and looks like he's really in pain from it. He dodges his attack and stands on the tip of his weapon as he's spinning him, and I smile as Sonic laughs at him and the bad guy's like, finally Sonic falls off, and Knuckles catches his weapon, and I really wish the bad guy didn't have dialogue sometimes, since it's so repetitive and generic. Knuckles finally throws the bad guy all the way over there, so just now he has super strength. And the bad guy is just fine and knocks Knuckles away, making him act in pain for a while. Sonic has to bail him out, and the bad guy runs into a yellow thing to knock a whole bunch of pillars down like dominoes. Sonic makes a plan, smartly whispering it, and he acts as the distraction, luring the bad guy to run into the blue Typhoon. Then Knuckles taunts him as well, and the bad guy predictably keeps running into it to unwittingly help them get free of the vines entangling the spaceship, all because Sonic and Knuckles keep taunting him as chicken. I'm smiling right now, so at least they're finally trying to make a Metrox funny. Too bad I forgot his name because nobody calls him by it enough. In retrospect, I think he's called Zelkova. They really drag things out with his generic dialogue. Does it really matter what his name is when he's not a remotely unique character anyways? Generic boasting villains like him are a dime a dozen. So he deserves to be called the bad guy. I just wish I had known the name of Jerome when it mattered, since he's an actual character. You know, the president's aide. Tails then decides to prepare the Sonic Cannon. And you'd think the bad guy would be trying to attack them in all that time they're padding out the episode. But instead just patiently waited for his demise, scratching his head, instead of attacking the spaceship. I hope this cannon thing got repetitive for people. I was shocked that it wasn't complained about on TV tropes. It's not like it's a terrible idea, but we really should have cut past all of the time it took for Sonic to get launched after the first time. That's basic editing sense. But anime don't have that, apparently. Then Knuckles uses the Master Emerald, and Sonic spin dashes and some yellow walls fall down, and he tells Tails to start the engine and escape. I can't believe they managed to make a whole 20-minute episode out of this! The hero's spaceship gets trapped on a planet because some vines grow ridiculously tall into the vacuum of space without dying, and Sonic and Knuckles get constantly humiliated by Big Metrix with super strength who calls Knuckles a weakling. But eventually they get the spaceship unstuck when the Metrix constantly rams into it over and over, and they take forever to have Sonic shoot himself out of a cannon at him. It was good at the tension since the heroes were struggling, but it was all just padding in the end because all the heroes wanted to do was escape. At least Dark Oak's menacing looking minions arguing like little kids made me smile. I hope they're always like that from now on. They're finally deciding to parody them to give them some charm.